be able to adjust to situations.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
Unfortunately, all equipment is subject to failure. However,
Yes.
however, we also just recently implemented a new computer-assisted maintenance program in our 4 facilities. Based on history and our input of aggressively attacking the high-speed equipment, the high-indexing equipment, the equipment that has the high hours, that has bad history, so to speak, increased frequencies, that's all been input into the system. We cannot sacrifice any PM. Obviously, if it's a small, very slow-moving conveyor bearing, and I have a priority list with something greater on there, we're not going to worry about that little bearing. Some of those things can actually, while the plant is actually running, you can walk by and check those off. It's actually better for you to do that as long as you can see that, so to speak. A lot of our equipment is enclosed that you do need a down date to get in there and take a peek and open the covers up, and that's what we spoke to before when in the food operation, where if we were only done on the weekends, it was almost a double-edged sword, because we would open it up on one weekend, say gearbox, reducer, drive, boiler, and say, I found the problem, but can't get that part until during the week. So you put it all back together, get the part during the week, and do it the following week, which is a little rough. We also, as far as the facilities are concerned, we also have walkthrough inspections on different shifts. Actually at the beginning of each shift, and that's documented, and we look at all the support equipment, the stuff you don't see in the middle of the building, the flower systems, air compressors, the boilers, refrigeration systems, and we, document all that, and there's readings that people take, some tests that they take daily, and if there's issues, immediately, again, sometimes we'll call American Combustion for our burners on our ovens. If there's issues there during the baking process, boilers.
Okay.
So preventive maintenance is very important.
Okay. Now, would you say it's on, and that's on 100% of the facilities? Checking everything to make sure it's all in working order, or is there anything that is like secondary?
There's secondary items. It's built for priorities.
Okay.
The system is built for priorities.
Okay. All right, wonderful.
I'm jealous when I hear 95%. Unfortunately, we're not near that level. We are currently working on a PM system to address more of our needs with the with another department, so that we all can do a better job on our PMs. But at our current staffing levels, I mean, and the way the economy is, and the way it looks like it's going to continue for us, is that we basically just do the best we can. We concentrate on certain buildings more than other ones. There are more high-profile areas that we do a better job at than some of the other areas.
Okay. Yep, that makes sense. The preventative maintenance plan that you're putting together, is this like a new initiative?
I mean, we've always done preventative maintenance, but not on the computer, where we had excellent records that we, at any moment, we could just pull up a file and have a complete history. It's more cards.
Okay.
Fill out the card, put it in the file. So it'll be nice to have it where it's on the computer, and it'll print it up for us.
History.
Yeah, and then have a history right there at our fingertips.
And that's what you're moving to.
Or at home. Where you can access it from home now. Which would be very helpful. Sometimes you're at home on the weekends and something happens, and it'd be a lot quicker if you could just, go on the Exchange server and bring that item particularly up. And
when are you looking to being able to implement that?
They've been working on it now for about a year, so I think we're very close to bringing it online.
No, that's going to be nice. Have you, gentlemen, had the experience of your choice, management's choice of doing nothing? Where they've said, I know we need to do this. It's going to cost X amount of dollars. It's way more than what we can do right now. So let's try to repair it as best as we possibly can for the time being until things kind of get better, things lighten up a little bit. And so have you had to do nothing?
On a daily basis.
Like what?
Well, so many things, that happen. We need to be on the same page with our executives in order to be, in other words, they have to buy in,
Mm.
Before, it used to be that way, because the maintenance is not a revenue producing department, so we are always the target. You can always suspend it, what can you do to band-aid the situation? But if you could explain, through good communication, what are the repercussions, the result of that, why you cannot suspend, and then they would understand it better. And it's very helpful if you can translate that into dollars. So,
Okay.
Because what is the bottom line, and then the finance people would understand, pay it now or pay later.
And that's
Right.
exactly where I was going to go to. Do you find that, or have you ever found where they said, you know what, no, we're just not going to do it right now, and and you found, and you look at them and you go, okay, you don't do it, but today it would cost you $10 to repair it, but if we wait these 6 months, these 10 months, these 6 weeks, whatever that time is, it's going to cost you $25.
I'll give you an example. About a couple of years ago, there was an outside consultant, probably 4 years ago. They did a study of the facility. They were recommending to replace a few air handling units. So that one unit would cost probably around 300, 500,000 to replace it, because of the age. So we kind of kick around, what's the best solution. So we came up with an idea that we don't have to replace the air handling unit. We just have to, because the condensate pan is corroded, and it's a source of infection. So we need to rebuild it and replace the cooling coils and replace the valves. And one unit probably would cost about 50,000 versus 500,000. So we did 2 units successfully. Everybody was happy, and it added to the efficiency, because of new coils versus old coils. And we're trying to do the next set of air handling units, but they said no money. You have to wait.
So have you done your study as to what's that going to be? What additional costs really are you going to have?
Well, there was a dollar, with the study from an outside group. There was a dollar attached, maybe 300,000 or whatever. You'll be able to do it with $50,000, So.
But then now with those additional units, there was nothing that was going to be done.
Well, we're still pushing. They're still on the list, So
Okay.
we have a capital list, that we always,
Yes.
whenever we have the opportunity, we would present. By the way, then we will prioritize the projects. These are our priorities: 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B. So we've been very lucky, there are projects on hold, but we have done a lot of projects, because of the trust. We have to build the credibility.